Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Oh, can you believe we're already in October? Time is flying by. So just wanted to touch base today about a couple of things. So everybody dreams of the perfect destination dream wedding. And I know that every wedding planner out there wants to deliver on the perfect event. Unfortunately, perfection is subjective. Perfection is based on expectation, and perfection is completely in every way controlled by everything that happens in the world. So weather, and timing, and we have the human factor that has to be considered. So there's just so many things that need to be considered when you're looking at perfection as a term for a wedding. So we think every wedding is perfect. We think that our clients believe that as well. And we really want to make sure that you believe that you're having a perfect wedding, even though there's no real substantial evidence that perfection can be achieved. So in any realm, it doesn't matter whether you're planning a wedding or whether you are planning travel or whether you're sitting at home watching TV and the power goes out and you can't watch TV. So I mean, it really is subjective. So what happens when things don't go perfect? What happens when things are not as planned? So how are you going to deal with that? That's the topic today. We want to talk about destination wedding planning, because destination wedding planning is very different than planning a wedding in your hometown, where you have, often less chance of a language barrier. You understand how the processes and policies work out. You have your friends and relationships with your family and business partners and colleagues and all of those to go by with regards to support and how did you do it kind of scenarios. So destination wedding planning is often in another country or at least another city. Typically the term destination implies to 2 or more 100 miles from your current location. So when you're planning a destination wedding, I mean, there are so many things that need to be considered and how you're going to deal with them. I'll just tell you right off the bat, if you're a control freak, person that really likes to have control over a situation, I would highly recommend not doing a destination wedding, because you will probably end up needing some support from somebody that's very qualified. Unless, of course, you hire a planner. So hiring a local planner, someone who has boots on the ground, such as Destination Dream Weddings, gives you that opportunity to have that voice, have that ability to connect with the people you're trying to work with in that destination and make sure that things are going to go your way. So what kind of things have we seen go wrong? I'm just going to share with you a few of the issues that we've seen happen. For instance, we had a scenario where we had a couple come to the island in Dominican Republic, and her dress got quite wrinkled during travel. Now we had a plan to have a steamer available in this instance, right, to make sure that we could take out any wrinkles, and she looked amazing for her day. The steamer broke. So we quickly sourced a new steamer, got that option out, and that one broke. So now I want you to imagine yourself as the client in this scenario. Again, often you don't speak the language, you don't know the lay of the land, you don't know where to come up with a steamer, you don't know how to go forward from here. In this instance, what happened is we took the dress to the laundry, which was literally less than 2 blocks away from where the ceremony was being held, and had it professionally steamed and back to the bride prior to the wedding starting, and it looked amazing. So that's just a really good example of why you want to hire someone local. We have those connections, we have those abilities to know where the local laundry is, we know how to get there, we can trust them, we've worked with them in the past. So there's a lot of components to that scenario. Let's look at another scenario. Rain. So if you haven't got a rain backup, I would highly recommend, no matter where you're getting married, even if it's your backyard, your parents' living room, I would always highly recommend getting a a plan B location for any scenario, whether it's rain, whether it's storming, whether the roads are impassable, aka Canadian Rocky Mountains could happen. We have a lot of things that can come up when planning a wedding, and we want to make sure that we always have a plan B. So we had a wedding in a location. It was supposed to be an outdoor wedding, and unfortunately the weather that day was just not going to participate. You know, we thought maybe we could get a break in the clouds long enough to have the ceremony outside. That didn't happen. So luckily we had built in a plan B of having it inside. There was an overhang in a beautiful veranda area, so it actually kept us from being too warm. We still had the views, unfortunately through the raindrops, but sometimes that's pretty too. But we had the ability to move the wedding, and it cost the client nothing more. So we weren't renting tents. The client was completely against renting tents, and I feel the same way in some instances. So we want to make sure that we always have a plan B that supports the client, but also supports what could happen with our weather. Hi, Julie. Good to see you. Let's see. What else can we talk about? Oh, so one day I'm working away and I get this frantic call from a client. She had booked her wedding venue via online booking platform. It was a villa option, absolutely stunning, highly recommended. If you want the name, let me know. She contacted me about 5 months prior to the wedding happening, saying that the booking agent had contacted her and they had canceled her booking. There had become some kind of situation regarding what the booking agent felt was improper behavior towards the guests at the venue or the villa. So they had actually cut off all ties with this particular property manager and had canceled her booking. Of course, she's distraught, so distraught. So scary to see something like that happen. She contacted me. I contacted the property manager immediately. Hi, Scott. And we worked on a scenario that was right for the client. As it turns out, it had been a mistake, and we did continue on with the wedding in that location. So sometimes it is just an issue or a mistake, and it's something that you need a little support with. We are here for you. So those are, again, had I not known the property manager personally and had worked with them before, I maybe wouldn't have known the right opportunities to be able to find out a way to fix this situation for the client. And she was terribly happy, and the wedding was a huge success. Beautiful, 150 people, huge destination wedding. So it was really great. The last one I'll talk about today is actually something, I'm not going to tell you who I learned this from, because that's a big surprise coming up with Destination Dream Weddings down the road here in a very short period of time. But one of their colleagues has a destination wedding plan in Mexico, where we do operate. Unfortunately, they didn't know of us when they booked, so everything is going fine. They booked through a travel agent in their town. They are booked to have the wedding next month. Everything has gone swimmingly. They've talked to the coordinator and everything is fine. And now, a month before the wedding, they're finding that they are actually being what I term to be nickeled and dimed. So all of the things they thought they were getting in their wedding package that they are getting with the all-inclusive resort, not saying it's not a good thing, just make sure you get all of your I's dotted and your T's crossed, and you know exactly what you're getting. Because at this point, this couple is now being told that if they want some of the things that they thought were included, it was going to be an extra dollar value added on top. So imagine being a month out and being told that you're now going to have to pay hundreds or possibly thousands more dollars to get what you already thought you were going to get. I just think that that is really bad business, and that's something that honestly we see everywhere that we work. It seems like there's something out unwritten in the world that says if there's a wedding attached to it, you can use really unethical business terms and models to take advantage of the situation. So something Destination Dream Weddings would never do is ask you for money that closed out, unless of course we had made changes that added those things. Those are things that are built in, and we should know about them up front. I really feel bad for this couple, and I hope that they get their situation sorted out. Oh, one last one too. I just recently learned of a client who was flying into the wedding about a month prior to, or I'm sorry, about 24 hours prior to the wedding, into a particular location. They had flight delays. They missed their own wedding. So, hiring somebody local, making sure that they know the rules, making sure that they've seen these scenarios before and they have a solution to fix some of these problems is a really, really, really responsible thing to do, and it's going to make sure that you are ensured the most perfect, if there is such a thing, wedding for your event. So the reason we had this talk today, obviously it's an important thing to know if you're planning a destination wedding, and also I wanted to take this little bit of time and let you guys know about something that's coming up. I've actually written a book called Destination Wedding Planning 101, and it has now been published on Amazon. It's actually just being published as we speak. So it's something that's going to be made available to all of our clients or anybody else who's thinking about doing destination wedding planning or destination wedding planning for an event or something for themselves. So it's something that I think that we've learned a lot in the last almost 4 years, and we wanted to be able to share that information with you guys, make sure that you have a good opportunity to know what to look for and kind of come up with some scenarios on your own. I'll be posting that information as soon as it is live so that you'll be able to take advantage of that, and I hope that you do, because I think you'll find a lot of value in it. One in every 4 weddings is a destination wedding. Just putting that out there. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, everyone. It was a great Wedding Wednesday. Stay tuned for next week. We're actually going to be focusing on our different locations that we're operating in. So giving you just a little bit more information on those. Have a great day. Talk soon and take care. Bye-bye.